Hello everyone, I'm the Better Man, and if you haven't seen the previous episode, you can click right here. Welcome to Put This. In the S.O.S base, the whole squad was gathering in a large room. Our plan worked, the man said. Now we just have to follow them. Valaris wiped the fake blood off him and said, "Okay, let's go." They left and tracked Mr. Form on their walkies. "He should be right here," a lucky man said, as they landed. "No, wait," Valaris said. "We have to go lower." "Well, there's a sewer below here," Mental Mister said. Atman made a hole in the ground and everyone jumped in it, but there was nothing there. "How can this be?" Atman said. "He should be right here." "Wait, quiet," Mental Mister said. Everyone became quiet and they heard a rumble. "What is that?" Water Woman asked. "It comes from behind the wall," Valaria said. "But there's nothing behind this wall," Lucky Man said while he was using his X-rays. Then a door opened and they saw a giant monster with the same eyes Mr. Transform had when he discovered that Anna was gone, fighting thousands of dragons. It breathed fire, but it was blocked by a force field. Then they saw the Dragon Rider. He was commanding the army to attack it. Dragon Rider saw the S.O.S and teleported over to them. "I'm glad you are here too," he said. Hands came from the ground and held them into place. No matter what they did, they couldn't escape. "Now that you're here, we can begin," he said, and a giant force field appeared over the monster. He ordered all of his dragons except the large one to enter the sewers and wait for his command. "What's happening here?" Water Woman yelled. "How can this go so wrong so fast?" Dragon Rider turned around and said, "What did you think was going to happen? You can't trick one of my minions with the same powers that creates them. Just because you have their shape doesn't mean you're one of them." And it wasn't hard to figure out, the rest of you would follow soon. When all the small dragons were gone, Dragon Rider flew over to the black dragon and created a saddle on its back. He flew it away together with the other dragons through a portal and then disappeared. The door behind the S.O.S closed and disappeared too, and the force field around the monster vanished. It looked over at the S.O.S and it didn't look happy. Valaria said, "Here we go again. Everyone, prepare yourself." The monster charged at them and Valaria set himself on fire that blazed so hot it obliterated the hands that were holding him. He ran at the monster and shot fireballs at it. Mental Mistress used her telekinesis to take her weapons out of her holsters and started shooting the hands that were holding everyone in the air. And then they charged at the monster. It knocked the Lucky Man out of the air, but a portal appeared under him and he fell through. Another portal opened high enough for him so he could regain his aerial control. It were Adamant's portals. Water Woman punched one of his legs and it knocked him off balance and he fell on the ground. Valaria shot fire at its face and it roared so loud everyone had to cover their ears. It tried to stomp them, but they were protected by a wall Adamant had created. Its giant fist came crashing through the wall and destroyed it. Mental Mistress shot her bullets right through it, but it just created holes and didn't slow it down even a little bit. She gathered all of her power and pushed it to the ground. She jumped on his face and yelled, "Aren't you forgetting something? There's something more important that you should be doing right now." Its eyes widened in realization. It turned into Mr. Transform and ran back into the castle. "That was Mr. Transform!" Water Woman said, surprised. Everyone just turned around and stared at her for a moment. They all reverted their eyes back to the castle. They went inside and saw Mr. Transform in the form of a dog sniffing for Anna. After a while they found her. She was chained up to a wall, but she was fine and safe once again. "Oh hey, Fess, what's up?" she said. "Joanna, what are you doing here?" "Nothing much, just hanging around." Everyone was shocked at how casually they were talking to each other, especially considering how much Miss Transform was freaking out before. "You're acting like this is a daily occurrence," Ataman said. "I was sure she could have handled herself. She has been through much worse than this before." Ataman turned the chains into air. "Worse how?" Mental Mistress asked. "That's a story for another time," Ataman said. "We should get out of here now." Wonder Woman whispered something into Anna's ear, and they both smiled. "What did you tell her?" Miss Transform asked. "Nothing," Anna said. "It's just cute to find out how much you care about me." "What are you talking about?" "She told me about your little freak out." "Well, I might have overreacted a little bit." "A little bit?" Valaria said. "You almost broke my arm." Right after he said it, Anna stood up and stared straight into a wall. "Anna?" Miss Transform said, confused. "I must return to my master now," she said, and then she promptly disappeared.